So we could go ahead and just really map the information that we get from the web server to match our task item array. So what we do is we create a private static method. Let's call it map task items, and it takes items of type, custom type here, title of data type string, and it's an array. Don't forget that array brackets. Now it returns that items array, right? But mapped, and we map it where each item goes to new task item, and we initialize it using the constructor just submitting item dot title. There we go. Okay, so it's not too difficult to understand. We have that helper function. Static just means that we don't need an object of that class to call the method. And we can submit here an array of objects that look like this, title string. And if you take a look at our app, you can see that it does look like this. Just compare the curly braces here, right? Curly brace, title, visit, and curly brace. Just compare that. Curly brace, title, curly brace. So it absolutely matches this structure. And what we do then is, this is an array. We take the array and we map it so that each item inside of that array will be in the end a new task item, and we initialize it using the constructor by submitting the title, which we have here. So here we have just no class defined, right? The class is getting set here. So here we just have an object array, and then we transform it that we in the end have an array full of task items, which are then for sure the desired, well, class type that we want to have. So scroll up, you should see map, or we can use importing that after tab. So there we got tab, and here we got map now. And when we scroll down to get all tasks, after piping and logging well, the information to the console, we can go ahead and use dot pipe, and we want to map and use the task service dot map task item. All right, but I really want to make that with an S, so map task items. Okay, now we don't have to manually submit the parameter here, because like we already discovered that map is like taking the response of that observable, so which is the items object array in the end, right? And then it gets automatically submit to the map task items. Now afterwards, let's pipe and tap the information again so that we then can see the actual result again. So here it should be like no type, so basic JSON, right? Then we are piping it to really map the task items to our task item object. And then in the end, we should see that items array be of task item class type. Great, so let's save it. I mean, that's a lot of type and class words here, right? So let's just see that in action. Now, basically on the right side, you can see this is plain JSON, right? So we have no type here defined, but look below, you can already tell it's an array task item, task item, task item, right? So you can see, oh yeah, there's a new task item, title, visit, and is done is false. So this is why, or this is because is done is always set to false by default. Now, this is what we basically have achieved now. We received plain JSON and we transformed it, or we mapped it into the correct format that we want to have. Okay, if we now come here at visit and we check it as done, for example, we can again undo it, right? Because we have that field available. So is done and all of that is now working fine.